going on, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Thursday. Thirsty Thursday. Throw it back Thursday. Throat punch Thursday. And officially NFL Thursday with the Chiefs in Baltimore on right now. What's going on, everybody? I hope we're all having a fantastic week. Can you hear me well? I'm trying a little something different with the mic out this week because I know a few people last week said they could not hear me that well. So I threw the mic on the brim of the hat. I can always take it off, hanging around the neck, and do all these fancy things with all of the accoutrements that come along with the mic setup I am currently using. But I want to know how everybody's doing tonight. I am very tired. I started my day early today. I had to go get some blood work done, and then I worked all day. It's been a long week with the holiday at work. It's been a little crazy. It's been a little hectic. But most importantly, I am here. So, before we get started, we always do this thing. We go right through the chat and say what's going on to everybody. Sharon was first this week. Scott, I don't know if your comment came in earlier and then it magically disappeared. But Sharon beat you. So what is going on, Sharon? Scott McNeil, Tess Amon, Gay in the house, Robin, Denise, Bone Tired Travelers. What's going on? Everybody is here. Everyone is having a fantastic night. If I missed anybody, I did not miss you on purpose. I will come back and say hello to everybody again as more people jump in on the live. But as you jump in, do me a favor, smash that like button on your way in the front door so I don't have to ask you when I boot you out the back door at 11 o'clock. It is Naughty Hour. It's 10:02 currently. And I feel like we talked about everything already. No, we have not. Jenna Maxwell in the house. Lourdes in the house. What is going on? So this week we are going to talk all things Alaska. So that's the big conversation this week. Alaska cruises. And I have a short little video for y'all that I want to play in a little while when we get some more people on here. I don't want to just go ahead and play the video now. Not that I don't love you all very, very much, but let's get some more people in the live stream before we push play on that video. But I want to talk Alaska cruises because I am itching so bad to get back to Alaska. And if you were here last week, you know we talked a little bit about it. So you know what's coming up in this hour, this topic of conversation. It's all going to portray to Alaska this week. So I did my very first Alaska cruise last year on the Carnival Luminosa. Last July, I spent a glorious week on board the Carnival Luminosa, going to Ketchikan, Skagway, Juneau, Victoria, cruising Tracy Arm Fjords. It was absolutely amazing. It was some of the most beautiful scenery I have seen in a very long time. It makes you fall in love with nature. Booger414 in the house. What's going on? I gotta tell you right now, I love the Flintstone icon picture, man. That is epic. I absolutely love that. So that takes me back to when I was a kid with my dad always having the Flintstones on TV. So that's a pretty cool picture you got there. But anyway, Alaska makes you fall in love with nature, right? So if you've never been to Alaska, I highly recommend it. I put it on everybody's list. I tell everybody that Alaska is one of those destinations that you want to hit. For me, it was hard because I lived in New Jersey and Philadelphia for majority of my life. So I never wanted to vacation somewhere that had a cold climate. Well, that was debunked very quick and very fast. It was absolutely gorgeous weather. The weather was perfect. Nice little crisp in the air, but it was not cold. It wasn't chilly. None of that. Absolutely gorgeous weather the whole time I was there. So I fell in love with the climate itself. Then I fell in love with the scenery. I fell in love with nature, the animals, the wows, the bears, the eagles, watching the salmon swim upriver. And I never thought that I could fall in love with a destination as much as I did Alaska. So with Alaska being that one spot I never really wanted to go to, I never really sunk a lot of time or energy into thinking about Alaska. And I now know why people choose to go on an Alaskan voyage as their one vacation a year or every other year type of vacation. I want to make Alaska a permanent destination every single year. It's kind of hard to do that at the moment, but it's not impossible. So I would love to be able to get to Alaska every year, and currently I don't have anything in Alaska planned. That's right, the Great Poobah. I couldn't think of it for a second there on who it was, but yeah, the Great Poobah, the Water Buffaloes. And I couldn't think of a better itinerary to go on than an Alaska itinerary in the summertime, because I'm gonna tell you, I live in Florida. In the summertime, it is hot. It is very hot. It is very humid. It's very sticky. You don't want to be outside for a long time, and you just want to be in some cold pool water or the air condition. So Alaska in the summertime is absolutely perfect. It's gorgeous. I had a wonderful time. I tried things I never thought I would try, like more salmon. I don't know what it is with me. If I don't like it, that doesn't necessarily mean I won't try it again. I'll try it in a different way, a different form, different style. And I still have come to learn I don't really like salmon unless it's in fish dip. So salmon fish spread, I was okay with that. I was able to hold that down. I was able to make that work. But I can't do regular salmon. And a big thing in Alaska is salmon. A lot of people love salmon. And I am just not one to do the salmon thing. I'm sending Chuck a message currently because I'm wondering where he's at, and he's not here. So I sent him a quick message to give him a little rash and find out why he's late to the show. But I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do, and as you know, I do a group cruise every single year. We call it the Boats and Bros. It's a very short little 4 or 5 night cruise that we do out of Florida, whether it's out of Port Tampa or Port Canaveral. And typically it tends to be on a Carnival ship. This year we are looking to do Margaritaville at Sea. But I have a very exciting announcement, and that is in 2026, we are planning a group cruise to Alaska. So, Scott, I know you're always here. Chuck wanted to be here for the announcement, so I sent him a message. He worked all day, and he got a little messed up at work. So, he's a little bit behind, but there he is now because he realized he's late. Chuck Spencer, he's late, but he's here now. There you go, Chuck. You found your way. You found your way. When there's a will, there's a way. But like I was saying, we are announcing a group cruise to Alaska in 2026. So July 12th of 2026, on board the new, beautiful, at that time it'll be a year old, but it is still the newest cruise ship to the Princess fleet, the Star Princess. Now, with that being said, Princess I chose to go with because Princess offers a lot of things with Alaska. They are one of the founding cruise lines that started sailing through Alaska many, many moons ago. And what better way to experience Alaska than on one of the best cruise lines in the industry that does Alaska, and that is Princess. So you're going to have puppies in the promenade, puppies on the Lido, sled dogs, all these different things done by the Discovery Channel that partners with Princess for Alaska cruises and all of that. So I wanted to go with a cruise line that I know is very reputable and very much into its not necessarily Alaskan heritage, but it's Alaskan heritage. They have been in Alaska for many years. They know how to do Alaska, and they do Alaska right. Another reason I decided to go with Princess is they offer what is called Princess Premier and Princess Plus. Now, if you don't know what Princess Premier or Princess Plus is, they're added packages that you can add on to your cruise at the time of booking or even after booking, where you get your drinks, gratuities, specialty dining, internet, all of that at one price. So instead of having to book each individual item separately, like your internet, your gratuities, your drink packages, whether that's a soda or an alcohol package, whatever it may be, that is all lumped in one low price. Now, when I say low price, I mean it's a very convenient fee. We're talking, I think it's like $60 for the Plus and $80 or $90 for the Premier. But they offer so many different things, right? Like the Premier package now is unlimited alcoholic beverages. So you can splurge and have a few more than that 15 limit. And it's up to $20 per alcoholic beverage. So you can get some top shelf liquor included in that package. Your internet's included up to 4 devices. Your specialty dining is now unlimited. Your casualty dining is now unlimited. You get the Princess picture package, so your pictures will be included in that price as well. And I'm only telling you this because I believe that the packages are the best bang for your buck, right? It's a one fee. You pay for the cruise, you pay for the package. You don't have to worry about paying for anything else at that point. Once that's all done, you just go and have a good time. So we are going to be doing bookings with and without the packages. The prices are per day for those packages. So whether it's the Plus or the Premier, depending on which one you would go with, even if you don't go with any at all, it would be a daily fee. Now, again, it's everything in one, right? It gives you that all-inclusive vibe with it. I pinned a link up top. It's a Google form, so if anyone is interested in going, you can just click that link, answer a few questions, and then starting next week, I'm going to start reaching out to everyone that has already filled out the form. But I have a video that I want to show y'all, so I'm going to push play on that video now because we got 20 people in here watching, so... It's the first game of the NFL season. I'm surprised I actually have that many people in here. Y'all are the true one-on-ones, and I appreciate y'all very much for sticking it out here on the NFL season. But let's check out this quick little video, and then we'll talk a little bit more about Alaska. That's it, y'all. That's the video. I'm super stoked to be announcing a group cruise to Alaska. This is the very first major group cruise for the channel. We do the Boats and Bros every year, but this is the very first major group cruise. There's going to be a group hotel. There's going to be group events pre-cruise, as well as group excursions on the cruise. I am super stoked to be able to do this group cruise and get some pretty epic rates through Princess. And I will be bringing my kids on this cruise, so it's even more enjoyable knowing I'm going to be on this ship in Alaska with my kids, getting to experience Alaska all over again and getting to see them experience Alaska for the first time with all of my friends, and that is y'all. So if any of you are interested, the link above will take you to it, or you can go right to thenautiCruiser.com, and there's a group cruise page over there giving more information on it. Now, let's get to the chat, because I see some people coming in, and I don't want to say I miss them. So, Tess Alman is back. Controversial Cruising in the house. What's going on, Scott? I hope you're having a fantastic night. Tess don't care about football. Didn't even know there was a game on. Including Top Shelf in the package is huge, but I probably still don't drink enough to make it worth it. So you got to factor everything else that comes in with the package, right? Your gratuities are included. Your internet's included. Your specialty dining's included. Unlimited specialty dining. Unlimited casual dining. Sunday bar, which Chuck calls the everyday bar. It's the ice cream bar where you can go get ice cream sundaes all day long. The pictures, so any pictures you take on the cruise ship, whether it's formal night pictures or port pictures when you're getting off the cruise ship in certain ports, all of those pictures are yours to keep as well. You just download all of those to your phone. And then they give you one free print as well. So there's a lot of other things that come in that package, the Premier package, that make that package a little bit more worth it than the Plus package. So 2 of the 3 daughters have been wanting to do Alaska and have been talking about 2026 as a possibility. Well, Tess, here's your chance. 2026 on board the Star Princess. Now, again, I chose Princess because I have sailed Princess. I know what Princess is like, and everyone that I've talked to that's been to Alaska before has said how wonderful Princess is. So I definitely want to get on board that ship quick. If it's anything like the Sun Princess, it's going to be phenomenal. Test will be on the Star Princess July 12th, 2026 round trip out of Seattle. Now, group events are going to happen on board the ship. So whether it's dining or, scavenger hunts, things like that, everything that you would expect on a group cruise is going to happen. So you'll have all of those group events. We're going to do a group excursion, whether it's one port or two ports. We're definitely going to have at least one group excursion. And we're going to get rates for pre-cruise hotels. So I'll definitely have all of that in the very near future. We are still a little ways out. But that's why I wanted to present it now, because we're so far out that it gives you a long period of time to stretch payments over a period of time to be able to pay off the cruise. Things like that. You don't have to rush to make final payment or anything. You have, I think it's like 17 or 18 months before final payment is due. So all that's required now to hold your spot is deposit. So it's definitely an interesting itinerary because of the way they have it scheduled. You would go through the fjords in the morning, and then in that afternoon you're going to end up in Juneau. So it's pretty cool to be able to not have a full day in the fjords, but get that early morning through the fjords and then end up in Juneau for the day. We're going to be in Juneau late that day. It's usually there till about 4 or 5. Well, this is later into the day, so 7, 8 o'clock we'll be into Juneau, and we'll probably be the last ship in port if the itinerary sticks to the same time, which I don't see that changing. And then it goes to Victoria, and I absolutely love Victoria at nighttime. It's just something about that city. Even though you're only there for a few short hours, it is absolutely gorgeous the way they have it set up, the way the city's laid out. It is just one of the coolest spots in Canada I've ever been to. Be honest, it's one of the only spots in Canada I've ever been to. But the way it is set up, it's absolutely wonderful. Very nice promo vid. It's going to be a whirlwind for sure. It's going to be an epic cruise. It's hands down going to be one of the best cruises that I've ever been on, and it's going to be one of the best group cruises I've ever thrown. I'm sorry, I've done Boats and Bros plenty of times now. I've thrown that group cruise every year for the last, 3 years now. I absolutely love that cruise. No shade being thrown on the Boats and Bros, but this is just next level. This is the very first group cruise of this size for the channel, and I hope y'all can join. Mike's been working on it. I was impressed with the finished product myself. Thanks, Chuck. Thanks for the light at the end of the tunnel, my friend. We're supposed to be best friends. Lourdes, a birthday cruise. That sounds amazing. It does. It sounds really good. I love Victoria tea time during day hours. Now, the crazy thing is a lot of people always ask that question, is why are we only in Victoria for a shorter period of time? Well, for those of you who don't know, there's this law in place. It's an old maritime law that I personally believe should be changed. It's called the Jones Act, and the Jones Act is on closed loop cruises that start and end in the same U.S. port. They have to hit an international port. Now, with the port stops in Alaska being so far away from Seattle, they tend to hit those first and hit Victoria on the way back. And when you leave the last port stop in Alaska, it takes such a long time to get to Victoria that you really only get between 4 to 6 hours there. And that's that international port, right? That's the port they have to hit to make sure they're abiding by the maritime laws. But I can tell you right now that I wish I had more time there the last time I was there, but knowing how wonderful of a port stop it is, I look forward to the nighttime there, because the Parliament building's all lit up. Everything's all lit up at nighttime, and it looks absolutely gorgeous when it's lit up. So I'd rather see it at nighttime than daytime, but it's so close to Seattle that if you go into Seattle a few days before a cruise or stay in Seattle a few days after a cruise, that you can take the ferry between Seattle and Victoria for a few dollars and end up in Victoria and spend a few days there if you'd like. Yeah, almost like you do videos on a regular. Man, I'm going to have to take that wrench away, man. You over here busting stones. My first Alaska cruise last year, I was so exhausted by the time we got to Victoria, I didn't even step foot off the ship, and that was very atypical for me. Now, it's tough, right? Like, depending on what you do when you go to Alaska, it can be very tiring. So when I went, I chose to do excursions, and that's not something I typically do, but I wanted to see Alaska as much as possible. I wanted to do as much as possible while I was there. So in Juneau, I went to Tracy's Crab Shack. Hands down, the best crab bisque I've ever had. From Tracy's Crab Shack, I went whale watching. That was phenomenal. We found, I think it was like 3 or 4 whales the whole time, and we just sat there, floated around, and watched them just come up and breathe, and it was just awesome being able to see that. And then in Skagway, I did the White Pass Summit. That was probably hands down one of the best excursions I've ever done. Now, it is a train ride, but I stood out on the back platform the whole cruise and absolutely fell in love with it. So that's definitely something that's on the list. I don't necessarily know if that would be the group excursion we would do. I think whale watching would be a better group excursion, but once it gets a little closer to maxing out cabins, right now I have 20 cabins on hold. So I got a total of 40 berths, which equivalates to 20 cabins. So inside, balconies, ocean views, as well as suites. So once we get close to having those numbers out, I'll reach out to the cruise line and tell them, like, hey, look, I got this group coming in, and see if we can't get a better price on that certain excursion and figure out what excursion that'll be. But there is going to be a Facebook group, and for anyone that's, booking the cruise and going on the cruise, I will be adding and inviting everybody into the Facebook group. That's probably not going to be for about another month or so. And then just go from there, right? So we're just, right now it's the sign up process. Anyone that's interested, you just fill out that form above, and then I'll start reaching out to everybody starting next week, and we'll start getting people put in cabins. So that's the first step in the process, was making the announcement, showing y'all the video, and now getting the interest flowing. So once we get to that point, we'll start going there. The hotel, it's funny because Julie Thomas, who's not here at the moment, she'll probably show up late. She sent me a video the other day. She tagged me in a video, and it's for this hotel called Stay Pineapple. Now, for those of you that have been here since the beginning, y'all know I'm trying to normalize the pineapple around cruising. It's a sign of hospitality. It's a sign of welcome. We don't use that thing here for the upside down purposes that people tend to use that for. So we try to normalize the pineapple here, and there's a hotel chain in Seattle called Stay Pineapple, and that's the hotel that I'm looking into to make the group reservations with, get the group booking for, and group rate. So it's a half a mile from Pike Place Market, and it's about a 2.5 to 3 mile Uber ride to the port of Seattle. Half a mile from Pike Place and a half a mile from the Space Needle. So it's literally right there in downtown Seattle. And if we can get a great rate, then I would really love to stay at that hotel. It's an awesome hotel chain. They do very well. They're in your major cities like Boston, New York, Los Angeles, Seattle, things like that. So Ohio Travels with Chris. How you? That's how you know I'm tired. How you? My words are running together. How are you? I hope you're having a great night tonight. Tess says, I did whale watching in Ketchikan, but honestly, I saw more whales on the last day of the cruise than I did in Ketchikan for free versus over $200. Now that's I'm not going to say you're wrong, because you're not. On my cruise to Alaska, we saw a bunch of whales in Juneau, and it was worth it. It was worth the money. The ride was worth it. It was a phenomenal excursion. I did not regret it one bit. But on the way back, we ended up seeing a ton of whales. We saw some orcas and all that. So we definitely saw a lot of whales. Considering the time it takes to get off the ship, how much can you really do in 4 hours? There's a lot. It really, like, you'll be surprised that 4 hours, you can do a lot in that 4 hours. I got off the ship. I paid the fee to take the shuttle bus into town of Victoria, got off, walked around the city, and I was back at the ship and still had like an hour and 30 minutes left in port time. So I didn't even stay for the full 4 hours because I didn't want to be that pure runner person or catching the last bus and having to wait around or trying to get an Uber or Lyft last minute. I didn't want to be that guy. So I got back in plenty of time. But you'll be surprised that 4 hours that you're in Victoria, definitely you can do a lot. Random, somewhat related but not related comment. I recently read that mother and baby whales hang out in the Bahamas year round, and I will be in the Bahamas in 2 weeks, so I'm excited. So that's true. Depending on the time of the year, they'll end up going to the warmer water. I know if you're in Mexico, you can do like wow shark excursions and things like that. But there's something about Alaska and being in that chilled climate and on the boat with the wind and then just seeing the wows just come everywhere, right? Like, it's National Geographic stuff. So I don't think seeing the wows in the Bahamas would make me as excited as they did in Alaska. Now, I can tell you that when I seen the pilot wows in Europe, that was pretty exciting because we seen hundreds of them, like, out of nowhere. Me and Scott were up on the Lido deck, and out of nowhere, you just saw tons of pilot whales and dolphins just come out of all the places. I feel like if you're ever going to splurge for a balcony, an Alaskan cruise is the one to do it on. 100%. I absolutely believe an Alaska cruise is the place to splurge for that balcony cabin. And the reason I say that is because you have places like Edwin's Glacier or Glacier Bay or Tracy Arm Fjords that you're going to sail down for X amount of hours during your cruise. I believe that being able to sit out on your own balcony with some hot chocolate or coffee and a blanket, a book, an iPad, something is more one-on-one with nature than sitting on top of the Lido deck or in an observation deck somewhere on board the ship. Now, I'm not saying that it's not worth doing that from the Lido or an observation, area on the ship, but I believe that having that own private quaint balcony is what makes that experience a little bit more better than what it is. Especially on port days when you're pulling in the ports, you have your own private balcony, just wake up and go out on your balcony. You don't have to worry about anything. Just don't go out there in your skivvies. Normalize the pineapple. That is right. Normalize the pineapple. Hashtag reclaim the pineapple. And that's the thing, right? Like, that's what I've tried doing for so long with everything here. Like, that's my thing. The pineapple is my thing. I try to normalize the pineapple as much as possible. That's the whole stay naughty thing, right? Like, naughty is a play on words. The Naughty Cruiser, it's the nautical cruiser. It's just all play on words. But when I started doing that pineapple thing, a lot of people were like, oh, the guy calls himself the Naughty Cruiser and he uses a pineapple in his videos or his logo or whatever it is. I'm just trying to renormalize the pineapple when it comes to the cruising space. So I think it's well worth it. Scott said I had an angle balcony on the Encore. And you enjoyed it, right? Like, you absolutely enjoyed having the balcony in Alaska. Now, I had the balcony on the Luminosa, so I've only done Alaska once. So the one time I was there, I had the balcony, and I absolutely enjoyed it. I don't think I'd go with an inside. There's no way. There's no way. Because Scott left me a comment when I went to Alaska, and he was like, listen, leave the balcony door open, crack it, you'll hear the foghorn, the cold air, all that stuff. And it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. What I read is that mothers and babies stay in the Bahamas year round, and it is fathers that leave in the winter. I'm gonna have to look that up. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. Let me see. Mothers and baby whales, Bahamas. Sperm whales. Nursery groups of adult female sperm whales and their young live in the northern Bahamas year-round. Those groups are often found in the Northwest Province Channel, which is the international shipping route. Sperm whales calves nurse for about 2 years, but may continue to nurse for up to 8 years. So that would be the sperm whales that I'm seeing here. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool. It's just comfy and time to reflect in nature. I love balconies for that reason. Right, Lourdes? Like, that's the thing. You're in the own private space of your own balcony. So to be able to sit out there and just reflect and thoughts and all of that, I absolutely loved Alaska. And it's one of those places for me now that is like, I have to get back to. I don't want to get back to. I have to get back to. Like, I need to get back there. And this year I wanted to go and I didn't plan anything. And next year I wanted to go and I didn't plan anything. So I was like, you know what? Let's do the group cruise in 2026. We'll do the group cruise to Alaska. So that's what it is. 100%. That's what it's going to be. Whether we have 2 people or 200 people, that's what we're doing. That is what we're doing. I definitely agree that seeing whales in Alaska is more exciting. I'm just stoked that I will also get to see them in the Bahamas, maybe. Hey, keep your eyes peeled. You never know. You really never know. When we were doing the transatlantic, you could feel like the boat slow down, the ship would slow down, and the captain would come on and be like, okay, well, we have to slow down because up ahead there's a pod of whales 2 miles ahead of us that we have to lay back for. So it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. Pineapple lapel pin that I wear upside down on purpose just to mess with people. But then again, I'm single, so whatever. Do you, Tess? Enjoy life. Live it to the fullest. Live it to the fullest. I've never experienced Alaska. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing, Lourdes. We just got to make sure we keep you out of the casino. Me, you, and Chuck, we got to stay out of the casino and experience Alaska for what it is. No casino. Maybe a little bit, but not a lot of it. Maybe a little bit, but not a lot of it. But there will be slot pools. There will be so many different events that we do. So many different things that are going to happen on the cruise. Group dinners, group excursions, group events. It's going to be an awesome time. It's going to be an awesome time. And there's a lot of first-timers. So I've had quite a few people reach out currently wanting to book to Alaska that I haven't reached out to yet. So if the amount of people I've already had reach out and book, we're already at 11 cabins of the 20. So it's definitely going to be a good time. Half the people that have already reached out have never sailed Alaska before. So I can't complain, right? When you get to go and experience something with a group of your friends, a group of followers, whatever, you still get to experience that first time. That's why I'm so stoked to be able to bring my kids, because this will be the first time they actually get to experience Alaska. My kid's been on plenty of cruises. My daughter is currently, I think, like 1 or 2 cruises away from hitting platinum on Princess. So they've been on plenty of cruises. They got to experience the cruise life. They got to experience the Caribbean and the water slides and all of that fun stuff. Well, now they're getting to experience something different. So being able to cruise out of Alaska with them is going to be an awesome experience. What's going on, Bruce, with Ocean to Ocean Travel? Bruce and Cindy over there in the Washington area, in the Seattle area. So in 2 years, Bruce, I'm going to be knocking up on your door looking for a home-cooked meal. Next year will be our first Alaska cruise. Will G enjoy it? I absolutely loved it. Cannot complain. So Brightline, we rode between Miami and Fort Lauderdale. It was new, fast, like 45 minutes, super clean trains. Brightline's awesome. I enjoyed the Brightline. I rode it all the way from Orlando to Miami. I had a blast. I absolutely enjoyed it. And I'll be riding it again October 10th. That's when I'm going to ride it, the next time I'm going to ride it. So Princess reached out. I'm going to be boarding the Star Princess for an evening event on October 10th. And they invited me down through the Brightline, since they partner with Brightline now. So I'm going to be checking that out and taking the Brightline on down into Fort Lauderdale. You'll have the kids to keep you out of the casino. I don't know if the kids will keep me out. But I'll definitely take the kids in and let them push the buttons real fast and make them run back the other way. So who knows? Who knows? I'm just super stoked. I'm super excited. I'm not really worried about being up in the casino. I'm more worried about being with the kids and the group and everyone getting to experience Alaska for the first time. So that's the big thing. That's the exciting thing. So definitely looking forward to that. By a show of emoji hands, you know, like the one Chuck put up in the chat, how many people here have cruised to Alaska? So we have 18 currently watching. We've been fluctuating between 18 and 25. Movie idea: a cruise ship gets attacked by lonely whales looking for company in the Atlantic. Oh man, I don't know if that's a good movie idea. I watched Jaws the other day. I watched Jaws and then Jaws 2, only because I built the new Jaws Lego set. So I literally sat at the kitchen table for 2 days and watched Jaws and Jaws 2 while I built my Lego set. Door is always open. That's what I'm talking about. Who's the chef at your house, Bruce, you or Cindy? Or is it a mutual thing? Do you both do it together? Going in June 2025, first time. Enjoy it. I hope you have a fantastic time. Nope, looking to do the first one. Not me. Been to Alaska, never sailed. Oh, that's got to be fun because I want to go to like Anchorage and stay for like a week. Here's the thing, right? I watch a lot of old TV. So I watch a lot of Bob Ross painting videos from when he lived in like Alaska and painted Alaska. And he talked about the snow and all of this. That's what I want to do. I want to literally go to Alaska for a week in a cabin up in the mountains somewhere with 80 feet of snow on the ground. I think that would be pretty awesome. We both cook. Bruce and Cindy obviously been to Alaska. I have not. I'm just not ready to go there. I cannot handle the cold. So that's the crazy thing, right? Like in July, the climate is so calm there. I think the coldest temperature we had was like 69, 68 with a light spritz of rain. It was absolutely gorgeous. I packed a lot of pants and long sleeve shirts. And the one day I got off the ship wearing pants and a long sleeve shirt. And when I got back on, they came off and never came out of the suitcase again. It was so warm. Been to Anchorage and Fairbanks. Barbecue. Gotta have barbecue. I don't know. I've never heard of Seattle being some good barbecue, but I love some barbecue. I'll smoke a mean brisket. I'll tell you that much. But that's what I did for 2 days. I sat here. I watched Jaws. I built a Lego set. I did some yard work. I got some things done around the house. And then I put together that Alaska promo video that I just showed you. I got the website up and running. I got the Google Forms up and running. I got everything up and running for this group cruise. So that way, everything goes like a smooth operation. But I'll show you the Lego set if you want to see it. That was a fun build. Gotta make sure I don't knock no pieces over. My kids ain't awake, so I can't blame it on them. This was what I spent building for 2 days. It's such an awesome set. Now, I'm a Lego nerd. I got Legos all over the place. But when this set got released, I had to get it. And it's been sitting in a box for over a month, and I didn't build it. So I officially built the whole set. Yeah, buddy. It's not a cruise ship, but it's a ship. It's a ship. Oh, don't break it. Don't break it, Mike. Don't break it. In March, are you flying into Miami or Fort Lauderdale? So I'm not 100% sure yet what I'm doing. I don't know what Scott's doing either. Scott most likely will fly into Tampa or drive into Tampa, and we'll either figure it out from there. If I go, the only thing I'd want to do is get a baked Alaskan. It is one of my favorite desserts. So me and Scott have a funny story about that, and I'll tell you that here in a little bit. I'll tell you about it now. We were on the Carnival Mardi Gras, right? Yeah, it was the Carnival Mardi Gras. And we went to dinner, but we had a late lunch and we weren't hungry. So we went to the dining room and we told the guy we want baked Alaska for our appetizer, baked Alaska for our main, and baked Alaska for dessert. We were only messing with the guy. And I was like, no, don't bring all that. Don't bring all that. And Scott was like, yeah, bring it. I want it. And then the guy was like, I got it. Don't worry. Each course came out. It was a baked Alaska, baked Alaska, baked Alaska. Scott's a small guy. He doesn't eat a lot, but I can promise you that night, Scott ate every single piece of that baked Alaska. It was the Pride. Was it the Pride? So it was the Transatlantic on the Pride. It wasn't the Mardi Gras. I'll be on board the Jubilee a week from Saturday. Can't wait for the Chef's Table experience. Yes. Chef's Table on the Carnival Jubilee. Hands down, the best specialty dining I have experienced on any Carnival cruise ship. And I'm a big steakhouse guy. That experience was phenomenal. I watched the Titanic the other day. I almost always do right before it cruise, so I just can see the ocean. Yeah, I don't know if I'd watch the Titanic before I'd get on a cruise. I really don't know if I'd do that. We had Seafood Shack that night. Either way. Sharon loves the Legos. I love the Legos too. I got so many sets that need to get built just sitting over in the corner over there. And I got 2 more Jaws sets that are their shelf boxes. So what they'll do is they'll sit on my shelf for a long, long time. I think the biggest reason I'm not a huge Alaska fan is even though it is beautiful and amazing, it is that I lived in North Dakota for 4 years as a child and I had enough snow to last me a lifetime. Yeah, so that was my thing, right? Like that was the whole thing. Like I've been on over 40 cruises, and at that point, Alaska was not on my radar whatsoever. And then I just booked it, and I was like, all right, let's do it. And I absolutely loved it. I never wanted to go anywhere cold. I didn't want to go to a cold climate place. Like I said, I grew up in the Northeast, so with growing up in the Northeast, you get cold, you get snow, you get all of that stuff. I didn't want to go anywhere where it was cold and snowy and all of that. So I never had the inkling to want to go to Alaska. I always wanted to go to the Caribbean or come down to Florida and go to Disney in Orlando. Never wanted to do Alaska. Now, I definitely want to do Alaska. I think it's more so that I live in Florida now that I want to do Alaska more and more. But I don't know. I don't know what it is. And it's just like every other cruise, right? Like you make the cruise. You make your cruise what it is. So, you know, it's tough. It's really tough. I want to go to Europe so bad. I want to go to Alaska so bad. I want to cruise from Japan. I want to cruise to Australia. It's so tough to be able to make every single one of them work. We went over Christmas. Aaron's mom and wife lived there. Sunrise was like 10 a.m. Sunset was like 3. So weird. Northern Lights were awesome. Yeah, that's got to be an awesome experience, right? So the week when I went, the week after I got off the ship, they saw the Northern Lights like 3 nights out of the 7 days. I was so mad. So mad. Because that's one thing I wanted to see and I just couldn't see it. I know Tony got some great sets on his trip to Greenland. Yeah, he did. He got some really good sets. Yeah, see, but on the first Alaska cruise, there was no snow, rained one day, and only needed the coat for one day. It was beautiful. So that's the thing, right? Like, the climate in the summertime there is just absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, it was either Greenland or Iceland. Somewhere over there on his last cruise with Uncle Donnie, he got a couple good sets. But that's the big announcement, man. The Alaska Group Cruise 2026. So I don't know. I wish it was next week. I wish it was next month, but It's not, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it is not. I know Chuck's excited. I know Scott's excited. I'm excited. The kids will be excited once they know they're going on it. So they do sell certain ships out of Anchorage, Aaron and Todd. It depends on the itinerary and the time of the year, or the itinerary and the timing of that itinerary. So they sail out of Whitaker, which is technically Anchorage, but they're only one-way sailing. So they'll do the sailing out of Anchorage, and it'll end up in Seattle, or it'll end up in Victoria. But they do. Princess does a lot of that with the cruise tour type of itineraries, where you do a week at land and then a week at sea. So you're staying in their Princess Lodge cabins for a week, going up to Denali and all of that, and then cruising on one of their ships for a week. I'll let you know if I want the suite I'm getting on the Sun Princess. I'm getting in April for my Mediterranean cruise. Them suites on that ship are phenomenal. I've seen the inside of those suites. They're absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, that's why those ones, Chuck, the ones that sail out of Whitaker, typically end in Vancouver. So they don't have to worry about that Jones Act law. So Tess, one night drunk, requested 12 butters and jams with 6 croissants. And I got exactly what I ordered and then felt horrible about it. I don't know if I'd have felt horrible. I would have definitely sopped up some alcohol from the night before with them croissants. I'm excited for all that goes with you, and you know I will watch if you do any videos on the group cruise. I will 100% be filming on the group cruise. I know a lot of this stuff, I'm not going to film much of it. I'm going to try and be as in the moment as possible with everybody. But I'm definitely going to be making some videos. Some content's definitely going to come out. There's going to be some good videos coming from that cruise. Definitely going to get port videos. Definitely going to get excursion videos, things like that. So, and we'll definitely do some group stuff. For sure. But I'm excited. I'm stoked. It's a little ways away, but it'll get here before we know it. It'll get here before we know it. Man, Chiefs are up by 10. Chiefs are up by 10. Crazy. This weekend I'm going to be making a video. I'm probably going to do a pop-up live this weekend too at some point, either Saturday or Sunday. I'm not 100% sure the time or the day yet. But we're heading to Miami on Saturday after Little Mike's football game. And going to watch the Phillies take on the Marlins Saturday afternoon. Well, Saturday evening. And then Sunday afternoon we're going to go for Game 4 of the series. So the sweet spot now is, I believe it's down to 16 if the Braves lost. So, yeah, I'm stoked about that. And then the following weekend, I don't think I have anything planned the following weekend. Yep, the Braves lost. So the sweet spot is now 16. You sound like me. I just want to go everywhere and not have a job anymore. That's the hope, right? Like, that's the goal. People ask me what the goal is with YouTube and all of that. The goal with YouTube is to make YouTube 100% my full-time job. So that way I can do a lot more traveling, a lot more content, put out a lot of stuff, and go from there, right? So I would love to be that stay-at-home dad that works on content all day long. At the moment, that's not what it is, but that's what I'm pushing for. That's the goal. And hopefully one day we'll get there. Or like Chuck said, we got to win the lottery. Which team am I rooting for? So I would like to see Baltimore win, but I mean, either way, KC can take it, and I'd be happy. I'm an Eagles fan, so my game's on tomorrow night. And as for the Phillies, I'm a diehard Philadelphia Phillies fan, so the sweet spot number right now is 16 for the Phillies to clinch the division. We need 16, a combination of 16 games, whether it's wins for the Phillies and losses for the Braves. We need a combination of 16, and the Phillies will clinch the division. And it's been a decade since that's happened, so I'm definitely giddy over here hoping the Phillies clinch this division. Tessa's working on it, Chuck. I need to be working on winning the lottery too. Them numbers keep going up, and they don't call my numbers. I wish. Man, you know what I'd do if I hit the lottery? There are so many great things I would do if I hit the lottery. The cruises I have between now and then are I have the Carnival Magic in October, potentially the Carnival Conquest before then. An evening on the Sun Princess in October as well. And then I have nothing until March, but most likely we'll have the Boats and Bros group cruise in February out of Port Tampa on the Margaritaville Islander. And then March on the Horizon for the Coop Cruise. April on the MSC World America. And I believe that is it until October, and then I'll be on the Carnival Mardi Gras in October. You know how much cruising you could do? I do a lot of cruising, right? But there's a lot of things I would do. Like, I would start foundations and do some things like that for some things that are near and dear to my heart. I lost an older brother to addiction, so I would definitely start a foundation in his name to help people with addiction issues. And my grandfather served in the Navy, so I would definitely do something for him as well. And there's a lot of good things I would do with that money before I even thought of spending it on any form of travel or vacation. So I wish I could wake up one day and have all this money to start these nonprofits and all of that stuff. But one day at a time, right? One foot in front of the other. Who knows where I'll be 10 years from now. I might be talking to you 10 years from now from one of those nonprofit organizations. So there's a lot of good things I want to do in life, and I just keep putting one foot in front of the other to be able to do so. But yeah, that's it. That's it for the cruises. The main cruises I have coming up will be the World America. No, I lied. I have more than that. So I got February will be Boats and Bros. March is the Coop Cruise. May I'll be on a ship out of I don't know if I can announce that. That's a secret. I'll be on another Carnival ship in May. And then October, I'm on the Mardi Gras transatlantic from Barcelona. Your calendar is filling out for 2025, down for February on the Islander. I think we leave the 14th or 15th this month. Nice. Yeah, I'm going to make a flyer for that cruise over the next couple days and post that out in the group as well. That one I probably won't make a promo video for because all the content I have for that is kind of like everybody getting drunk in Mexico and then Cameron falling face first into the pool and all that stuff. So nobody wants to see all that stuff. Nobody wants to see all that stuff. So Boats and Bros flyer will be coming out real soon. I think me and Chuck figured it out. That's what we're going to knock down and hammer in is that cruise. And then yeah, go from there. 2026 might be a skip for the Boats and Bros with Alaska. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we'll see. But yeah, 25's filling out quick. The most I did in 1 year was 13. I hit 13 cruises in 1 year, and that was in 22. So 2022, I hit 13 cruises in a year. 13 or 14, something like that. So it was definitely epic. It was awesome. I enjoyed every minute of it. I'm not going to say I didn't. I enjoyed every minute of it. That was the year I tried out a bunch of different cruise lines. So 21 was when I first went on Carnival. 22, I hit MSC, Margaritaville, Norwegian. There's so many different cruise lines that year. Just felt bad about ordering all those extra jams and butters that I didn't need. I mean, hey, listen. You never know. You never know how much butter you're going to need in a situation. But I'm super stoked. 25's filling up. The faster 25 fills up, the quicker 26 will get here. So I'm counting down the cruises. I'm not counting down the months. So I have a little calendar going on, and right now we're at like 8 cruises before the group cruise. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Booked a cabana at Paradise, so looking forward to that. 6 of us going. Paradise Beach is amazing. One of the best places you can go to in Cozumel, if not the best place. Largest heated pool on the island, and some of the best spicy beef tacos you could get anywhere. Ask for Angel, tell him I sent you. Angel will take great care of you. But absolutely wonderful. Spicy beef tacos are great. I love them. Absolutely love them spicy beef tacos over there. I can eat those things all day long. All day long. But that's it, y'all. That's the weekly show. I leave on Saturday, head down to Miami Saturday afternoon, and then baseball 2 days in a row. I'm stoked. I'm excited. It's my daughter's birthday weekend. She turns 11 tomorrow. So it's going to be a fun little trip. Definitely going to make some content with it. I'm going to film a video or two. Definitely going to go live. Just not 100% sure when. It'll definitely be a pop-up live. So ring that notification bell so you get notified when I go live. We're going to play this Alaska video one more time. I'm going to come say bye to y'all, and then we're going to roll that outro and be out of here. So y'all check out that promo video one more time. That's it, y'all. My name is Mike. I am the Naughty Cruiser. And until next time, y'all know what to do. Y'all stay naughty. Oh, peace.